Alright, I'm 4-0. I mean, Monday morning. I've got to get ready for work. I just don't have the time to grind. I just don't have it.
And this man is a complete badass. He is basically Maverick from Top Gun, except in the 1930s and 40s. This guy was training all the new guys that came from Vietnam. And it was his standard practice to take the best, cockiest pilots they had. He would take them up in the air, F4F Wildcats, and have a mock fight with them. And he would allow the cocky new guy to get in the advantageous position on him just to shake them off, get behind them, and shoot them down first. Just to show them how good they're not. Just the complete dad energy. We're going to set a tone right now out of the gate. You're not that good.
Who we going after here? Who we going after?
The dude is out there right now just breaking egos.
There we go. We found our first victim.
He's not particularly cocky. He's highly regarded as one of the best they have. And Max wants to take him up the air just to see what he has. And he does what he always does. He lets them get the advantageous position. Except this young pilot by the name of Mitchell O'Hare is so good that Max can't shake him. Now, Max is a better pilot overall, but O'Hare is so close in count with Max that Max does give up the tactical advantage. He's not able to recover. After seeing how incredibly talented
Got him leaking fuel.
so they train at Thomas, that Yoda and Luke, the Mickey and Rocky type relationship. One of the things that they start doing is they start trying to address the issues that they know they're going to run into once the war starts. And the big issue right off the bat is Japan's new
Whoops.
the Mitsubishi Zero that came out in 1940. It is faster and more maneuverable than the Grumman F4F Wildcats by a long shot. Okay, this means not only does the Zero have the edge in combat, it also means that the F4F Wildcats can't really run away because the Zeros will just chase them down and shoot them out of the sky. So Thatch, being the tactical genius that he is, realizes the only chance they're going to have is to fight. This situation is kind of like when he first met Butch coming up into the sky. Thatch is a better pilot than Butch. However, if he was able to give up that small advantage, he wasn't able to recover. He needs to find whatever that small advantage is that the F4F Wildcat has over the Zero so that he can enable his men. And what he comes up with is a tactical rear combination of Thatch. It's basically a counterpunch because he knows the Zeros are going to end up behind the Wildcats. They're faster, they're more maneuverable. Once a Wildcat has a Zero on his tail, another Wildcat's going to pull up next to it, and then they're going to cross paths, and then they're going to cross paths a second time, kind of like a zipper. And right as they're about to cross paths a second time, the wingman is directly lined up with the broadside of the enemy Zero. He's going to be able to open fire without running the risk of shooting down his friend. So it looks good on paper, but obviously he's going to see if it works in real life. So he calls upon his protege, young Butch O'Hare, to go up with a bunch of other planes to meet the bad guys and try to chase down him and his guys where he can test the tactic. And it works out great. Butch was not able to shoot down any of them. The Thatch week would then be proven combat effective at the Battle of Midway, and it's still considered a viable dogfighter tactic to this day. During all this training, Butch would actually get some time off. He goes out and meets a young woman named Rita, and on their very first date, he asks her to marry him, and she says yes, because Butch O'Hare does. They've been going, they have a honeymoon in Hawaii, they come back, and they start living together in Fort Lauderdale, California, while the station at Long Island News. And while he was there, everything was great. He was training in comedy, he was busy, but he did get to go home to his new wife every single night. And then one day, Thatch decided to make everybody in Vietnam come in for extra training on what appeared to be a random Sunday in December of 1941. And they did their training in the morning. Thatch cut everybody loose for lunch, and they were supposed to report back and finish training that night. And as Butch O'Hare was driving to his apartment to meet up with his wife for lunch, over the radio he would find out that Pearl Harbor had been attacked. He gets home, he tells his wife, and I quote, "The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor. I'm to board the Saratoga as soon as possible." It's cool. The very next day, the USS Saratoga and VM-3 set off from Rhode Island to go participate in World War II. On their way there, the world will find out about Wake Island, where 450 Marines and 400 civilian construction workers fought off the Japanese on a small corridor that the Japanese wanted to use as a forward operational base. In the initial defense of Wake Island, the Marines and the construction workers were able to sink 2 enemy destroyers and a submarine, propelling their entire force. So this is looked at as America's first victory over Japan, and it was a silver lining that the entire country looked to in the days after Pearl Harbor. Because of this, America would immediately send ships to reinforce Wake Island. However, the ships that were leaving Pearl Harbor had a humongous head start. Once the American ships making their way there was Butch O'Hare and the USS Saratoga, as well as the rest of the VM-3. Unfortunately, the American leadership would come to the realization that they were not going to be able to beat the Japanese there. They didn't want to risk losing any more ships than they already had in Pearl Harbor, and they were ordered to back off and not try to After 2 weeks of fighting, the Marines and construction workers were forced to surrender. Those that did not die in combat were either executed or held as POWs for the remainder of World War II. Because of how brutally the Japanese treated the civilian construction workers, the American government realized that they couldn't rely on civilian contractors to do all the construction on forward operational bases in the future. And this is where the Navy's construction and Batman was originally found, aka CEOs. And those civilian construction workers at Roughneck Island are considered to be America's first honorary CEOs. During the same time, the USS Saratoga would be criminally—
How the hell are these things? Are these mosquitoes or fireflies? Like,
Once there is—
trying to figure this out.
penetrate deep into enemy territory so they can attack the coordinate removal. They get like 450 miles away, and all of a sudden a Japanese recon plane spots them. So he sends and fires a match himself, shoots down this enemy recon plane. But he didn't get to it fast enough because they got that radio transmission out, and the Japanese bombers are already on the way to hit the USS Lexington. They start getting fighters up in the air as fast as they can as 9 Japanese G4M Betty bombers show up, and some of the fighters are already starting to engage with bombers, shooting them down. And Butch O'Hare is the last man slotted to get up in the air. He's sitting there.
9. I only got 9.
Wildcat fully fueled up as the bombers are coming in, getting attacked by the other Wildcats. He's just waiting his turn to get up in the air, hoping that the bombers don't make it and bomb the USS Lexington with him right on top of it in a fully fueled up aircraft. By the time Butch gets up in the air, the combat's basically over. The bombers have been repelled, and most of the Wildcats are still chasing them down, and they end up shooting down all of them. Then, a second wave of bombers get detected with radar, and this is a humongous bomb. You see all the Wildcats are up in the air, and most of them have been in the air so long that they're out of ammo and fuel, and once those planes return from chasing down that first wave, they're going to have to land. They're not going to be able to fight. By the time that second wave gets close, the only planes available with fuel and ammunition able to fight are the Butch O'Hare and the guy who's been upgraded for him, Duff, to fill up. So what do? They do the only thing they can do. Butch and Duff get next to each other, and they are about to engage 9 Japanese bombers in a double formation. And Butch fires his guns just to make sure they're all working, standard procedure. Duff goes to fire his, all of them are jammed. So Duff's out. It is now Butch O'Hare versus an entire formation of Japanese bombers all by himself. He's already running low on fuel, and he only has enough ammunition for 10 3-second bursts of his guns. He does not have enough ammunition to take out all of these planes, and even if he did, he doesn't have the time to do it all by himself. He needs to be as accurate as humanly possible, and that's exactly what he does. Using his expertise in gunnery, he's engaging engines and fuel tanks, and that is it. On his first pass, he knocked 2 bombers out of the formation. He then immediately goes into the second pass, engaging the first bomber he sees on the other side of the formation, critically damaging it as well, forcing it to drop its bombs early and peel away. He then engages the next bomber next to it, striking the fuel tank, causing it to blow up in midair. He immediately goes into his third pass, shooting down another 2 bombers before making his fourth pass, engaging another one.
Well, it looks like I'm going to end this one 10-0
Watching in awe as it unfolds before him. The admiral on board said,
because
"All of us on the flight
they are almost done, and by the time I land, refuel, and get back up, we will have
At the
won."
time, the entire ship's company burst into cheers as our fighters shot the bombers down into the sea. It was not as though they were in the midst of a life or death struggle, but at a baseball game. After his fourth pass, Butch was completely out of ammunition and almost out of fuel. The 4 remaining Japanese planes dropped their bombs, and all of them missed. In the span of 4 minutes, Butch O'Hare pulled off the impossible, toe-to-toe with an entire Japanese bombing formation, and during that time, he was everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. The entire bombing formation, returning fire on Butch, managed to hit him with a total of 1 bullet. Butch was engaging the enemy so quickly from so many different angles that one of the surviving Japanese pilots said, and I quote, "Enemy planes swirled around us, zooming, banking, and diving, attacking us from all directions, not realizing that it was one man." One man. So,
It's like a professional whitening treatment without the $300 price. Try Crest.
Hello, random Ontarian.
Not even on the ground
I'm
yet.
just going to call you Doug. So listen to me, Doug.
I guess I'm on the ground now.
It's an award-winning betting machine. We're talking live betting, brilliant odds, a bet builder that will blow your mind. Welcome to Come On.
Well, 10-0. A bot got 6. Garrett got 6-2. But we're 10-0. Oh, there they all are over there. Will we get back in? I doubt it. It looks like the game's over. Game's over. And there it is.
Apply for an installment loan in minutes and get funded as soon
And we'll
as
get our reward later. No, let's see if we, still 17. Don't know why it does that. It will not update. So I am, there we go, 584. Finally, I'm in 16th place now. And I gotta go to work. I have to go to work.